get it, man, I swear that she can get it. Say if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them dim the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark room, perfume. Go, go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice.
Hey, it's your girl Candy, and I am here for Twisted Tuesdays, and we're going to discuss 1987's Fatal Attraction, which stars Michael Douglas, Glenn Close, and I forgot Beth's name, but yeah. It's a supposed to be a thriller movie, but I don't know if it's a thriller. Well, it is a thriller because Alex is crazy.
she definitely was.
Tamarian, what are your thoughts about this movie, and when did you first watch it, or when do you remember watching it?
Well, Fatal Attraction definitely predates me by 3 years because I was born in '89, so I didn't catch it. You said '87, right?
Yeah, '87.
Okay, 2 years then. And I actually first heard about the movie, I think probably when I was too young to understand what the movie was even about. But I brought it up to my parents, and my dad literally told me about it. He was like, yeah, Fatal Attraction was one wild movie. That's all he would ever tell me about it. And I said, okay, I have to watch this movie. But I said I wanted it to be one of those movies to be watched when I was older to actually understand what was going on. Because I wouldn't have caught some of the things except for the stuff that was really in your face if I was a kid watching it. Yeah. And when I watched that movie, it was so many memorable things, a lot of cringe stuff that happened in that movie that is very unforgettable. And it's one of those, again, one of those movies that, again, catching lightning in a bottle. You can't really recreate something like that. I would say that movie spawned a lot of the stalker, cheating, infidelity movies of modern today. They all kind of took from that. Like, for instance, the movie Obsessed definitely came straight from Fatal Attraction.
Oh yeah.
That was more,
Beyonce, right?
Yeah, that was just the more modern day version of it. And when I was looking at, and that movie is just insane. That for me let me know. When I saw that movie, I thought Glenn Close was crazy like that in real life. I said, I don't want to cross this woman. I don't even want to know if I want to see her walking down the street. I'm like, if I see her walking down the street, I'm going on the other side. I'll go across the street. I'll risk the jaywalking charge.
It's definitely giving that because she played that part so well. You would have thought she was bananas, insane, for real. But was she crazy for real, or was she in lust and love over a man that was not hers? Like, I don't know.
You know, it's a phrase that Samore King said back in the day on Queens of Comedies. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say it on here. I'm gonna try to keep it PG as possible, but it reminds with Bickmatized. That's what she was.
Yeah, she was addicted to what Dick did. Yeah. That come from Four Brothers, you know. Yeah, she was addicted with the Dick did. Yeah. Kira, darling, what are your thoughts on the movie Fatal Attraction, and when did you first watch it? Yeah.
Listen, I want to say it's my type of carrying on as far as a movie, and I don't play about my lady parts either, not to this extent. So I got it over the top. I was a little wee tot, not as young as Torian, but I was too young to be watching this. I think this was another one of those college dorm weekends, needing something to watch, watching a bunch of old stuff that I watched it. Totally enjoyed it. Totally got it. The rabbit thing. Oh Lord, it just lives in my brain forever. And I did watch when Paramount Plus was a couple years back. They did the series. The series was okay. It's not as memorable as the movie. The movie is like totally a classic, and you remember all the scenes. I only remember bits and pieces from the series, and I think they try to spin it and make it more modern. So, but it's good. It's definitely one of those movies you have to watch. Yeah, she was a little obsessed. It was definitely the blueprints. Fellas, don't cheat. Ladies, don't cheat because you know.
Yeah.
Just never know.
Oh, I'm unmuted.
You
Big
muted.
facts. Yes. So I see we have some people in the building, but I don't know that they've spoken to us yet. But at any rate, hello to everybody that's out there. Thank you for coming through. I hope you watch. Hope you subscribe to our channels and like the video. And join us in the chat with the conversation on this movie. What are your thoughts? I think they said this movie is about 40 years old. And in the world of iPhones, therapy, Ring cameras, IG, the tickety talk, you know, all the social medias. How would this movie fare today? Would it
You,
work today?
you mean if they were to make it today?
If it was made today, yes, yes.
Oh, definitely.
Have to tweak a couple of things.
Yeah, because you know, for as far as it being like the social media age, people would probably hack some things to get into some things in order to get to some places they're not supposed to be in. So it would take a technical aspect of it. Like maybe the stalker could be someone who works in IT. So they know how to get into certain things. Like they can switch some things around. They can maybe get into hack some bank accounts, maybe get into some personal stuff or whatever the case is. Maybe delete and erase some things or get into the spouse's whatever. Like I think that's probably the route they would go. It would be someone who's good with tech. And that's how they would end up pulling some of this stuff off. Because, you know, with tech, they can be anybody. I mean, catfish is a thing.
Okay. Candy, you muted again, baby.
I am muted. Yeah, catfish is definitely a thing. And so guys, describe this movie in one word for me, please. I'm gonna say insane.
Diabolical.
See, I was gonna say bananas, but you said insane. We'll still go with bananas.
All of that, yes. Yeah, and this is a great movie. That's all I can say. So the start of Doomsday. Beth, where the hell is Beth? Where was Beth? Because why is Dan over here talking to Alex? Like, why are they like sitting at the bar chit-chatting it up as much as they are? Like, they doing a little too much. Like, Beth was all, I mean, Alex was all into Dan. And I don't think it was a setup right then, but I think it was a setup later on that she was where she was because they were just mad and they talked about where they work at, whatever, blah, blah, blah. What are your thoughts on the initial meet between Alex and Dan?
I think he came off charismatic, and he probably didn't mean to come off that way, but that's how she took it.
Yeah. So could it be like he was not leading her on, but more of a
not necessarily. That was probably just his that was his natural personality. That's probably how he is with everybody. But she was the one that took it as, oh, this guy's flirting with me.
Okay.
Especially after the wasn't it the coworker was trying to like his coworker, his friend or whatever was kind of trying to like flirt with her or say something to her, and she was like, because he was like a little over the top, and he was like, you know, more smooth with it, sitting at the bar, just, you know, doing what he did.
Yeah. So, you know, they talk at the event that they're at. I forgot some kind of party they were at. His wife is there, of course, and he said, "Oh, there's my wife. You know, I gotta go, whatever." And you know, he scurries on, be with his wife, and they're at a meeting the next day, and some lawsuit. I can't remember what kind of lawsuit it was. They're dealing with some kind of lawsuit because he's a lawyer, of course, and she deals with the law firm. So he never saw her prior to this meeting that they had with everybody there. And he was eating a croissant or a something, and he had like a little whipped cream on his nose or whatever. And she was like, you know, get your nose or whatever. But she was staring at him so hard. It was like she wanted to eat him up. And I'm like, girl, calm down. Bring it down.
That's when that man should have known better. That's when he should have known better.
Yes.
That's the look right there.
Woo!
Listen,
Lord.
So it's raining that day, and they're at lunch. Well, they're raining, and she catch him outside in the rain. And the way they're talking at this lunch, you know, they're talking about. She's like, "Where's your wife?" And he was like, "Well, she's out. She's in the country, you know, at her parents or whatever." And they're just having a conversation, and it was like, "Is this or we should not be meeting or something like that?" And to some, I think to some context of that nature. And it was like she was like, not yet. It's not a bad thing yet. So is Alex being flirty or suggestive? And is this Dan's first rodeo? Because he seemed very comfortable. Tori, and then
I want to say that this has to be his first rodeo, mainly because of how everything turned out in the end. Because I have a feeling that if he was to do this before, like let's hypothetically say he ran into someone even slightly like this, then he wouldn't have done it a second time. This tells me that this is the first time he's most likely done this. Like it was one of those things, oh, it's a lesson learned. And as far as her being flirty or suggestive, oh, I think she's being a combination of both. I mean, look at her right here. That's not a smile of, oh, I haven't seen you in so long, let's catch up. This is, I'm trying to get you back to that room so we can not start moving some furniture around. We gonna be the paint about to peel. And that ain't the only thing they're gonna peel either.
Ooh, okay. We like a rough thing, huh?
Like she looked like if she could have did it right there in that restaurant, even with people looking, she wouldn't have cared.
Right on that table.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little busy, in my opinion.
She a little hot.
Yeah. She like any way she can get it. Seem like, and she's not afraid or ashamed. Like she ain't got no chill. She's like, yeah, this is what time it is, and I'm here for all of it. That's how she seems to me. Hi,
that's those liberated women that they speak of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you done effed up, right?
Yes.
Because what happened? They go back to that's her place, right?
Yeah, that's her place.
And they gets it on like Donkey Kong. She turned the water on.
I mean, they didn't even make this, and they barely made it into the apartment. I mean, they must have tagged every room in the house that wasn't the bedroom. Yes, they was everywhere, christening the club, as they say, christening the crib. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were in the throes of passion, heavy. And then she had the audacity to say, "Are you tired? Are you energized or whatever?" He was like, "Why? Whatever. I want to go dancing." They went dancing. Mm-hmm. And then they came back and hunched again. Like they were just hunching up something terrible. Miss Kira, what are your thoughts with Dan and Alex? Getting on like Donkey Kong from Hello.
Dan was pulling out all his best game and all his best skills. And that's why I think you asked if it was his first rodeo, because he exactly knew what to do and where to go and how to move it and swing it and smack it up and flip it and rub it down. But that just must be what he do with his wife, okay?
Yeah,
he was doing the doggone thing, child. It was,
and the thing is with Dan, he knew in his mind, that this was to be there for a good time, not a long time. Her, on the other hand, she wanted to be there for a good time and a long time. She wanted to have a lot of good and long times with this man, but he knew what time it was. I think. Yeah, she wanted to be like she was trying to get in where she could try to fit in.
Mm-hmm. She was auditioning, okay? She was
very much so, because she was like on 10. I'm like, lady, no. And you knew he was married. You knew all these things, so she did not care. And that's what really bothers me. Like she just didn't care that he was married, or she didn't give a damn. She didn't give a damn. Okay.
As long as her cup was being filled and something else was being filled, she didn't care.
But of course we get to a point where, of course he has to, go home, talk to his wife, act like he's getting in the bed, and he has to mess up the bed, and he has to do all the things up for his family.
See how they do
at another house out in the country. And of course he doesn't want to go, but by conversation with his wife, it's like he doesn't want to go, talking about there's too much money or whatnot. And I'm like, Dan, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Either tell her yes, we can move, or no, we cannot. Just be straightforward with your wife. If that's not what you want, just say that. But see, Dan misleads people. He's not straightforward with his words. He got Alex on one hand. He should have told her from jump what time it was. And with his wife, if you can't afford the house, just say you can't afford it and be done with it. But of course, we know the house works out for them later on, because he had the jet set up out of the city. Okay,
ma'am. Let's not forget Dan is a lawyer. Okay,
and he's a lawyer.
Dan gonna talk both sides of his mouth all day, every day. Okay.
Yes. So after 2 nights of passion, she's addicted already, so much so she has harmed herself. Miss Kira, do you want to talk about Alex and how she manipulated Dan into staying another night? Okay.
Man, now, ma'am, I understand if you're good like that, and you know, real serious about your stuff, but this where she lost me. Okay, I'm not fixing to hurt myself. Okay, I'm not fixing to hurt myself to keep no man. I want to live. I want to be here first and foremost. And secondly, are you not embarrassed? Manipulation, are you not embarrassed? Like, who would want you after that? But she somehow thought he did and kept going. But I yeah, this was a bit much. She lost me early with this one.
Yeah, cutting her wrist and everything, and the fact that she said that with a smile on her face. Yeah, it's time to get up out of there. She's already showing
or nothing. Like,
she is already showing you a level of dimension of crazy for her, and she's gone, and she didn't even start at the first level. She's already gone to like level 10.
She's there. Like, where else can you go? If you're at 10, where do you go? Like, she went there in the first 20, 30 minutes of the movie. She was already gone to the next level. Like, girl.
That was one good weekend, but not a pill. No, nothing. Just.
Yeah, like this lady was bananas. Hi, Monique. Hey, P. Bronson. Happy birthday, Mo.
Happy birthday, Monique.
Hey, ladies.
Thank you, Letitia. Thank you for coming through. Thank you guys for joining us tonight as we discuss this foolishness. So, I bet you are glad she's home, Dan, because you have been lollygagging and flopping and frotting around town with this fool, Alex. And she didn't show you who she really is because she didn't slice her wrist. And you had to sit there and babysit this lady and coddle her and make her feel like everything was going to be okay. But you have this sweet wife and child, Emma, baby girl Emma, and you are risking it all for a nutcase, okay? And you don't really know she's a nutcase just yet.
I mean, he did tell her that before she did the slicey, and she didn't want to listen.
Yeah.
And she did that mad quick. Like, what? You just was in. Never mind.
So she ends up calling him at home, guys. And like, how you got my house number? Maybe she picked up the yellow pages or something. This is 1987.
Yes, yellow pages.
You know, and
the number's probably listed.
Operator, can I get the number for?
Before we get here, he has to take the dog out or whatever. She was like, "Oh, I love animals. I love animals." She wants to take the dog for a walk with him. And they go in the park and walk the dog and run the dog. And of course, because he ain't did not a damn thing since Beth been gone, okay?
No.
Well, he was doing something with someone.
He was doing something, but
he had a whole weekend of something. Not his responsibilities. Because you see, he rushed into that job later to make up on his work. He wasn't taking care of his responsibilities.
He was busy, and he was just doing a whole lot while Beth was away. And they was eating dinner. They was cooking food together. They were sleeping together, spending the night. He did so much so fast with this lady. And you're going to cut her off like this? This lady not going to accept this? I mean, nope. She should accept it because it was just a fling. But the way you handled her and you just gave her all this attention so fast. And then you're going to snatch it all away from her? Hell no. We got a problem. So, she can't reach him. She goes to his job. Is he sending her mixed signals with this hug, guys? Or is it, am I not seeing mixed signals? What is it?
I don't know if the hug was mixed signals, because this was after she tried to, take herself up on out of here. I think he just wanted to handle her carefully. But at this point, anything he does is going to be a mixed signal to her.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because in her mind, like, he cares. So she's doing anything to test to see if he's going to, like, come and rescue her or whatever the case may be in whatever situation she might be in. Yeah, that worked for a little bit, but after a while, it became a little bit more distance. And the more distant he became, the more crazier she got.
She was Looney Tune, okay? She went crazy real quick. Real quick, like.
Baby, that was a magnificent weekend, okay? Like y'all see, she was cooking walking a dog and sleeping, and like that's a full-blown relationship in a weekend. What are we doing here?
Yes. Constant calling.
It was like a weekend, like they went out of town or something. The way they were behaving,
Right.
So was Alex's behavior pure obsession, or was there something deeper going on emotionally or psychologically? Because who does this? And what I mean is, who makes these phone calls and doesn't say anything? Of course, when it's the voice that you don't want to hear. But then you call this man at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like this woman is going crazy. Like she's
It's the
constantly
80s.
she's constantly calling the phone over and over and over again. I wonder if Glenn Close injured her hand with the amount of time she picked up and slammed that phone on that receiver. She did it quite a bit. But yeah, and then when the wife answered the phone, she's sitting on the other end of the phone, eyes wide open, head looking crazy, sitting in her negligee. And just sitting on the bed, like she wants to say something, but she can't bring herself to actually say anything. It's like she wants to tell the wife what's been going on with her and her husband, but she can't bring herself to actually do it. She's not at that point yet.
She ain't mad yet.
Hey, Barbara, this is Shirley, but she didn't have it in her. She was like,
yeah, she ain't mad. She ain't that mad yet. But she on the way. So much
tick,
so,
tick,
guys.
boom.
Upward, I've been trying to get 555-812-9212, and it says something ain't right. Like, what's going on with the phone?
Mr.
She is in the bed eating Doritos, Oreos, all this, that, and the third. She got all these snacks, and she's drinking wine, and she's like she's doing some work. She just something. So this is her connection to Dan. She feels abandoned, disregarded, and rejected, all at the same damn time when she could not get in contact with this man. Because that was her connection to him, that phone number. Torian, what are your thoughts of the number being changed?
I'm glad they got the well. See, the thing is, that's a good and a bad thing. The good thing is now they won't be getting all these calls to the house. The bad thing is she might actually show up to the house just unannounced. Like that's the next step for her. I mean, she's already been to his job. The next step is going to the house. And it's not like she can't find, if she could find that number, she can find that address.
Exactamundo. Kira, darling, what are your thoughts?
It's just all around yikes. Sis was down bad. She said, Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. No, we changed the number. Okay. We changed the number. You're not fixing to keep calling me. That's exactly what I would have done. Okay. Because I kept thinking, why don't they leave, no cell phone? Why don't they leave the phone off the hook? But I guess I'm like, you don't want the wife to hear, because then when you leave it off the hook, it's going to make that noise. And she'll be like, what? Baby, what? Why the phone is off the hook? But it was a smart move. But like Torian said, considering what happened later, not, because she was just slowly escalating everything that he did to disregard her or not pay her any attention. She just kept up in the ante. So yeah, at first it looked like it was a good move, and then till it wasn't. Okay. Oh, can't.
What? Wait a minute. What in the smokestack twins is going on here? Because that caught me off guard too.
I was like, who is that? And you on mute from the app. Oh, now she got off of that one. Right. Okay, she going back to the phone. Something battery must be dying.
Candy out here cloning herself. She teleporting. She a mutant over there.
There she go. Okay, tuck yourself off a mute, host. She on the tablet now. She on the iPad.
Okay. Okay, my bad. Tori is crazy with some smoking stuff.
Yeah, because you was like, ping, ping.
Yeah, my bad. Because I was trying to do something. I'm trying to get my layout right, but I can't it ain't gonna lay out right. What did P. Bronson says? Inviting her out to dinner was his first mistake. You had intentions on doing wrong, and it backfired.
Yeah,
big time. Thank you, P. Bronson. Yes, ma'am. I totally agree. Yes. So let's see.
He definitely got the wrong one or the right one, or whichever one you want to say.
You can't leave me because I am having your baby.
When I saw this scene, his stomach must fell out of his body, because I felt the same exact way when I first saw the movie. I think me and him were having an out of body experience, because when she told him that, I was like, that's the worst thing that she could tell you
in a weekend.
And if it's true,
yes.
That's the other thing. I was thinking to myself, is it true that she's actually pregnant? Because she never actually gave or showed a pregnancy test
Right.
or a sonogram or anything like that. So I wasn't sure if she was telling the truth or not. It's like a piece of me wants to believe that she did, but another side of me wanted to say she was lying.
We never really got a time frame. That's what I was confused on, because they had this hot and steamy weekend and we could tell time is moving forward. But I'm like, are you a month pregnant? Are you like, we was just guessing. I mean, and like you said, we don't know whether she was actually pregnant or not, because she just said it with a chest and said, people get pregnant every day, B. We have single parent families. Like,
but
keeping my baby.
What got me was he was like, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna pay for it, and we're gonna take care of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Take care of what? Because what make you think I want a bobo? Like, why you think I want that? So is this a love child or is this control? Is this part of her manipulation tactic? I know ain't no love child. I just said that just for shits and giggles.
See, I would say both, because her mind is so that she
in her mind
on this side of the brain it's a love child, but the frontal lobe is getting control.
I agree. Yeah.
She figures that this is a way for her to get him to still continue to see her.
Right.
So she's pulling out all the stuff. So hey, why don't I just say I'm pregnant?
Permanent.
And then maybe and then that'll make him give me more attention. Little did she know that made him more distant.
Right.
He was actually telling you.
When I lose a man, go ahead and get yourself pregnant. I'm just trying to tell you.
He went even as far as suggesting, "Hey, we going down to the clinic.
Yeah,
and we getting rid of it
real quick.
Like, yeah.
She thought, this is going to be a continued connection. I'm going to be tied to this man forever. Yeah, child, that's what y'all be thinking. Nope, baby.
No, ma'am.
Flintstoning it out the door.
It ain't working like that. Sorry.
It don't. Even when he don't got no wife.
Okay.
Let's say
Florian.
Oh.
Go aheid and discuss.
I was laughing at the Whitney thing.
No, okay.
So now, again, like I said, she gonna find that address. But not only did she find the address and show up to the house, she shows up to the house and now she's having conversations with Beth, the wife. So if he already thought that her saying that she was pregnant was going to make him like feel some type of way, this one right here definitely did it, because he walks into the house and he's like, and then I think the thing is he had to play it off and act like he didn't know who she was. I think that was the other thing. And now she worked her little witchcraft and now got in good with the wife. And now they sitting there having tea and laughing and carrying on about whatever, mainly probably about him. And she has to put on an act in front of the wife and in front of him to make it seem like she doesn't know who he is. And now he got to put on an act in front of the wife, like to tell her that he doesn't know who she is. Meanwhile, while you was out there in the countryside, your husband was was out in something else. And that something else is sitting right directly, maybe an arm's length from you.
He wants to snatch that lady up and throw her out ASAP. Like you could tell the look on his face. And then the other thing that took me out is you went through all the lengths of changing that number, which, like I said, I would have definitely done, only for her to be leaving. We pretended that we're going to buy this place because y'all about to live in the country, so you're going to sell your apartment to this lady, even though she got her own apartment. We're going to sell it to this lady, and the wife's like, "Oh, let me give you the number." Oh, we just changed the number.
It just changed the number. Now you got the new. Now you got the new number.
The new number, the address. You just the job location, just everything. I was like, oh, now I got to change this number again, because that's what I would have done. I'd have been like, I'm gonna change it again.
Yeah, I know where you live, and you will not sleep in peace. Cause listen, I can pull up on you any time. I ain't gotta call your number. But then Beth gave her the number.
Yep, that's what I said. After they just changed.
And then Beth said, "Well, I wonder if she's, I don't think she's married. I guess she's going to do it alone or somebody, because she's pregnant, And Dan, I know he shit a brick, because I did.
Not ain't no way. Wife was pregnant too.
Ain't no way. I know where you live, and you're not going to rest. You're not going to rest. I'm not going to allow you to rest, because I know where you live. She's crazy. Insane.
That lady said, I got time today. Okay, I got time today.
Oh, this scene right here was crazy. if they did their own stunts, kudos to them, because the way they was fighting from the minute he opened up, got in that door, it was a non-stop fight. I mean, whew, I mean, I had to, like, when after that scene right there, I had to pause the movie right quick to really register what I just watched. I mean, they were going at it. Both of them were.
Yes. And she said it's not going to stop. It's going to go on and on and on and on. And I said, girl.
Yeah, the line that I got from this, one of the famous lines that she told in this part right here was when she looked at him and said, "I'm not going to be ignored, Dan." That line is one of the most memorable lines in this movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not only because of what she said, but because of how she said it. And this,
she was standing on this.
Yeah, and how she was looking like, and I think that was the part right there that really, really set him off.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Okay. So who bears more of the blame of this chaos, Dan or Alex? Or are they both victims of their own choices?
Dan.
You kind of kicked it off. However, she couldn't control herself.
It is his fault.
Yeah, she couldn't control.
I mean, she could have stopped at any moment, but
it's that. And the thing is, and the fact that she knew that this man was married, so it was all impulse. You know, like, again, I've always said this: the flesh want what the flesh want. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, she wanted something. Don't start
no stuff. Won't be no stuff, Dan. You shouldn't have been going out with this lady.
She got to the point where it was like, now it was like, okay. It's the point where she's not even in love with this dude. She's in lust. This woman is like forever in heat.
Obsessed.
Like she's craving it. She's forever in heat.
But guys, this made me think about the movie Obsessed when Beyonce said, "You come into my house, you touch my child." It made me think about that. I'm like, you really went to this person's house.
Mm-hmm. Special kind of crazy, because my heart would have been. You
a newfangled type of foolishness, okay? Ew, I just could not. I could not. So Dan is talking to his wife, and earlier the wife said Emma wants a rabbit. And he was like, a rabbit? God damn, we got a dog, they got a gerbil, he said, we're not gonna be on a farm or whatever. And, you know, he was like, she just wants a rabbit or whatever. Okay, all right, cool. He, being the nice, sweet father that he is, he gets his daughter a rabbit. And he takes the rabbit home. But before he gets home, his car has been vandalized.
Gee, I wonder who did that.
Car.
And why had to put this rabbit up here like this?
I did. I'm sorry. She went and put the rabbit in the pot of boiling water. So
and the daughter found it.
War. Like what is
and the daughter found it. I think that was the more traumatic part about it. I mean, it's crazy that she did that to that rabbit.
No, the wife found it.
I thought the daughter found it.
No, the daughter went out there and discovered the rabbit was missing at the same time as the wife found it in the.
Oh, okay.
She was like, "Why is that pot on?
I got it.
And she said,
"Yeah." But he has a lie and say the car blew up, it caught on fire, some kind of electrical issue or whatever. And then she goes so far to, you know, when he gave the little girl a rabbit, she's sitting there peeping in the window, seeing that they're a happy family, they're a loving family in front of the fireplace or whatnot. And she takes it upon herself the next day and go put the rabbit in a pot of boiling water. So you steady coming to this man's house. Now they done moved now. They done moved out to the country now. Because he was like, I got to get the hell out of the city. I got to go. This lady's crazy.
I don't even remember what she does for a living, but she got time. She got time anytime, okay?
Workers.
Anytime.
She went from bad to worse. She did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Dan has to tell his wife where all this came from. Where everything
he messed up was not telling her sooner.
Yes.
It shouldn't have gotten to this point where you are feeling like your back is against the wall and now you have to say something. His wife probably would have still responded in a certain type of way because, again, you did cheat on her. But stuff has been happening like this, and now you say something because now she feels like her life is in danger. Y'all have a daughter, you feel like your daughter's life is in danger. If you would have said something sooner before it got to this point, it could have been handled way better. But now we're in the middle of a mess you helped create. This woman knows where we live. She got our number. She's been in the house.
At the very least, when she showed up at that house, he should have said something. He probably before then, but at the very least.
Yeah.
But so now they're always constantly on edge. They're always going to have to look over their shoulder because they don't know where this woman's going to pop up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, at the very least, get show. At the very least, he should have told her when that lady was sitting in the living room sipping on that tea. No, don't give her the number. Don't, no, ma'am. Go ahead. Look, I got to talk to my wife. Let me talk to my wife.
P. Bronson, baby, listen. When she says a part of you is going inside of me, listen. I'm like, this lady is. What the hell is so? She said that. Yes,
she did.
Yes.
I know he was like, damn.
Yes. So, would you have confessed to your spouse if you're dead? Why or why not? So we all would have confessed. Well, it would have been no confession. I would have said
he didn't have no choice.
Got this far.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have got this far because you're coming into my house without anybody being here. You in my yard, you in my house, you coming to my job, you're threatening me, you're calling my house. Like you just doing too much
taking out house pets.
Yes. You actually coming into my house and touching stuff, you know. So later on,
this part right here was crazy. Her face, her stone cold face on this roller coaster
was not bad, was not enough. The rabbit.
Why had this little girl's hair like this? I'm sorry.
This heifer came and took the child.
Checked her out of school.
This is definitely back in the day because you couldn't pull this off now.
Claiming to be the guardian, and then takes the child to was that a theme park? And then got on this roller coaster, and the face she's making on the screen, she had that face the entire ride, like no expression whatsoever.
And I'm like, are you insane? You are insane because you have gone. You've done like calling a house that's like a level 1. Coming to the house, that's like a 4. You didn't burn my car with acid. That's a 5, 6. You didn't. So
I said she escalating every single time.
The rabbit and put it. You done done a whole. Now we had a tip, but taking my child, girl, this 1,000. Like we on hell. Like we in.
And then imagine how Beth was because she went to go get her child, and then you have the teacher tell her, "Oh, she was checked out by so and so, and they said they knew you, and you gave them permission to check the child out." And then this is what I was talking about. See, this is where Dan messed up. If he would have said something sooner, because now look at this. She practically kidnapped your child in a rush to go find her child like she should. What happened? She get in an accident.
Yeah. Because that brain is all over the place. Like, where is my child? She ran to the house. Like, where could this baby be? And it's
And then she goes far as dropping a package off at his office. It was a tape of her talking. And in that audio, it was like, she had a cool, calm demeanor. It was like she was threatening him. She was like, you probably don't even like women. It was like she was being very demeaning and ugly and disrespectful in this video. I mean, in this audio tape, of course,
that lady said
tapes back in the day.
That lady said 0.1, 0.2, 0.10.
She was like losing her mind over this man that she
that mind was already lost. That mind was gone.
But it was like, how did we get here? Like, what happened to you before you met Dan that makes you go to these lengths with like get back or whatever? Like, they hurt your feelings. They hurt your feelings. Okay, cool. Not cool, but okay, we got to do this.
Or maybe Alex was one of the people that never had male attention. And the first one that gave her some attention, that's when she was like, oh, that's the one right there. And I got to hold on to it because I don't know when the next one going to come around.
Keep her the loving of her life, child. She could not live without it.
Yeah.
Said, I got to have it. All the
Yes,
time.
yes, yes. Thank you. She's always late. She's always
Hey.
late. She's sticking to her name.
Look, she made it, okay?
Her
Basic
favorite
answer.
is nutso. She is nutso. She's bananas. Okay.
Mhm.
She's Looney Tune. Like, how do we get here? How did we get here? How was it cool for you to take somebody's child?
At this point, she just didn't care. She didn't care what she did at this point.
And I guess because you met with Beth and you know she was real mild mannered and a sweet lady, like you didn't think she was going to do anything. And of course, Dan don't want to blow up the spot, so you know he ain't really going to call the police, and you know he ain't really going to go there like that. So because well, yes he is, because he just snatched your ass up one time. But when the wife wrecked her car, you know, trying to find the daughter, and then she's in the hospital. She drops the little girl. How did the little girl get dropped off? If Beth at the hospital, Dan is wherever he was at. How did the little girl get to the hospital, y'all? Because she was dropped off at the driveway.
Is that where she dropped off? I couldn't remember. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, she did.
I remember she was like, "Give me a hug." I said, "This lady."
I say, ew. You gave me ice cream and took me to on the little roller coaster ride and let me do all these little fun things. Yes, but I am not kissing you, lady.
This is why you teach your kids stranger danger. Because my kids do not fool with adults. They be like, "Who Harpo? Who is this?"
Yes, what's
absolutely
your name?
not.
Yeah, Dallas will be like, "Never heard that name before."
You want some candy? Come with me. I'm your mommy's friend.
Nah.
No.
Nope.
Yes, they do it real different. Yes, because we not doing that. Our kids be like, nah, they ain't gonna. First part, ain't gonna want to go home with they aunt, they grand. Nah, let me call my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, nah.
It takes some special stuff to lure my kids away. I ain't gonna tell it on the internet, but that ain't it. Not no grown ass adult. Like, come on, nope. Try again.
Yeah. So because
this is the this is the other fight right here. Now this is the real fight right here.
I'm gonna let you have it, Torian. Go ahead.
This right here, my goodness, he got to. I mean, this was the straw that broke the camel's back for Dan. He took his child. His wife ended up getting in an accident because of you, because she's trying to find their daughter. He comes over to the house, and now he is banging on that door, and as soon as she gets to that door, he pushing that door open, trying to get in, grabbing her by her head and holding her up against the thing. She's slamming the door on his hand. He finally gets in. He chasing her throughout the house, tackling each other, throwing each other around. She grabbed the knife, trying to stab. This scene right here is the epitome of fed up.
Toxic.
This is fed
the way
up.
Torian described us is
it is, because it's like
he was trying the life of that lady.
He was prepared to take her out, and he had to stop himself because he almost did it, and he stopped himself, and I like the way that slow move away as he's backing away from the door, and he's like, I'm not that knife, and he got it away from her. And he's backing away. And I like the smart thing he did was not to take your eyes off her. Do not turn your back to this woman at any given moment. And she's literally watching him walk out of the door. And I think it was at this point right here where she finally realized, I'm not going to have this dude. So now what I'm going to go do is my worst work yet. And I'm going to go back to the house, and I'm going to take out the person that I feel is in the way, and that is his wife, because she's in the way.
You have entered my home again. I'm in my bathroom. Bathroom is a sacred place, especially for women.
And not only
they want to bother you everywhere you go. So the bathroom,
and that bathroom too.
The bathroom, okay?
And not only came into the bathroom, while the wife is trying to get in the shower. Mind she's injured. Like, look at her. She has a cast on her arm. She has a leg brace on. She can barely move. She needs help. She's just trying to take a bath and soak her body because she's in pain because of what she did. She gonna come in there, open the door with the knife in her hand, and ask the wife, "What are you doing here?"
Yes.
I live here,
That's
ma'am.
the equivalent.
I
That's
live
the
here.
equivalent. Remember back in the day when someone would call you, like call your phone, and you say hello, and that person gonna say, "Who this?" What do you mean, who this? You the one call. I should be asking
Right.
you who this.
You call me, okay?
I remember watching this the first time, and when he started locking that door, I said, she already in the house. He down there boiling that water, trying to make some tea. I'm like,
And then
Yeah.
it's like
Because the water was running in the tub.
Yeah, the water was running, and I'm like, damn, y'all must have some thin. That must have been thin because the water was running over
old
the
house.
tub, and then
Yeah.
the dog started licking the water. I'm like, damn, how long was this water running?
It was running over, but it was probably an older house though. They was out in the
Yeah,
country.
older house, so yeah. But she came in there with that knife, and she started cutting her leg. Like she was just.
Mhm.
I said, this bitch is crazy.
And she was monologuing, scaring the
Yes,
wife,
and I'm like,
and the water is like literally like dripping out of the tub because the water has overflowed. And Dan's down there making the tea, and like then that's when she starts to try to attack her, and she screams. And then the thing is, the tea pot is going off at the same time. Like, oh, he's not going to hear her over that. That's what my and then he turned it off, and he could hear her. And then that's when he ran. And it was at that point right there. That's when that's one of the things where you kind of lean up, like you kind of got comfortable in the chair. You lean up, and he took off. I mean, he flew up them stairs. He skipped a few steps. I mean, he was going up them stairs, and he came in that bathroom and tackled her and threw her up against that glass, and they are tussling again. They fought like 3 times in this movie.
She will make you go there. No man is supposed to touch a woman, but this lady here, she was not an ordinary person.
Special.
She was psychotic.
Because she had tried to remember, she tried to stab Beth because she got her on the floor, and she tried to grab her. She tried to grab her leg to cut her, but she missed, and then she stabbed the floor. And then when she tried to do it again, that's when Dan came in and grabbed her and threw her up against that cabinet with the glass. And then he grabbed it, got the knife away, and then gave her a baptism right in that tub.
Now he didn't have to go fight her at her apartment, but this right here is like, you can't come into my house and be trying to take my wife out, and I'm not going to try to protect my family, ma'am. Like what?
Right.
Like you are literally actively tussling with my wife while you got a knife in your hand. Like, nah.
But also too, remember when she tried to get him through the shower curtain, like she was cutting that shower curtain.
Yes.
Now that's that old school shower curtain. Like she was slicing that thing like that was paper. She was cutting through that shower curtain.
And then she had that knife, and she was just stabbing in the floor, trying to stab Beth.
Yeah,
and I said, this lady is not going to stop till she does something to somebody. It's like she was relentless on hurting him or her. She didn't really care who she hurt.
But
she didn't want to hurt somebody.
But
and he was all on her back, like he was riding her back. I said,
I mean, the goal was the wife, but if he got a little cut in the crossfire, she was all right with that.
Yeah, she blacked out. She blacked out at that point. At that point, she didn't care. But her goal was to take out the wife. But if anyone got in the way, she was taking them out too. But one thing I will say. But one thing I will give Glenn Close in the scene is the part where she was trying to take out the wife, and while she was trying to grab the knife, she was crying at the same time. So she was like going through stages of multiple emotions at one time. She was angry, she was mad, she was upset, she was sad, all at the same time, because she felt like she didn't get what she wanted. This woman's in the way. This guy doesn't want her. She's doing all the things, and nothing's working out in her favor. So this was the last straw for her. Like she didn't, like she knew it wasn't no coming back from this. So she just went all in.
She did. And then the thing, when he tried to drown her, it was like a 15-second break of him catching his breath, and all of a sudden she come out of the water. I said, "Oh God."
Yeah, we thought it was over. Yeah. She had a resurrection, child. She
popped right out of that water. She popped right out of that water, and outside of her view was Beth with that pew pew, and popped right in the chest, and that was it.
Yes, and the fact that she was just like, I'm like, how you ain't dead? Like you just
listen. You can't
Sheer
kill crazy
willpower.
that easy.
Evil.
All that was nothing but pure adrenaline running through that woman's body.
And she shot her right in the center mass, in the chest, and she slid down that wall like a white woman. But the thing, there's a white bathroom. Beth had on a white robe. Alex got on a white dress, and it was like they just had on white, I guess, so we could see all the blood or whatever. I don't know, but I'm like, they got on white. Is that symbolic of something?
You want to know what would have been more creepy about this scene? Is if the bathroom was really, really steamed up to the point where you could barely see them.
It was getting
that would have been creepy as hell. Like, because like, how am I supposed to maneuver? Like, she would have been swinging that knife all over the place. She probably would have been throwing it like it was a dagger. It'd leave it up to her. Like, she like, as long as it hits something, you know.
Yeah, you got to double tap and make sure they gone. Yeah, that was a lot. That was crazy.
But
so, of course, you know, they take her out, take the Alex out of the house. EMS does, and they hug and embrace. And so, can Beth and Dan ever truly recover? Can you rebuild a marriage?
They gonna need a lot of therapy.
Letitia said he divorce. I'm with Letitia. We can get some therapy because we need to move past it regardless because we got the co-parent. But after all of this,
and my child,
my child, I'm good on you, Dan.
You touch my child, like, lady. It's like,
I mean, I would hope he got the lesson, but I'm not going to stick around to find out. Okay,
like, I need to see you. It's on site every time I see you. Like, I want to keep fighting you like that. I want to keep fighting you because that pop was just one and done. Okay, I don't want to fight you every time I see you. I don't know if I would have killed him. Maybe we got to live so I can catch you another day. Okay, because you're gonna have to wear this ass cut every time I see you. Okay, I'm gonna need you to wear it and wear it good. Cause she
gonna have to wear her husband out. You want her to go over there and wear the lady's graveside out? Just get.
But I ain't want to take her out yet though. I'll take her out later on.
It's her husband's fault. Get that man in his sleep. He'll wake up with her.
No, I'm gonna get him in his awake.
No, I want you
see all of this coming, okay?
Yeah. But but one thing that I was heard, like, saw in the interview was Glenn Close has said after this movie had came out and people had seen it, she said that she had men who were in relationships or married or something like that come up to her and say, thank you for doing this because you saved my marriage, because I was thinking about stepping out. And then I saw this, and I saw your performance, and I said, it ain't worth it.
Amen, okay?
They said it's not worth it. So thank you for playing this crazy role and realizing what I have at home is worth it, and nothing out in them streets is worth it. So yeah, she saved marriages that year.
Yeah, back then, and present time, they still taking penitentiary chances. Okay, they still like it might happen, and it might not.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, I'm sure he's like, ooh, never mind. Mm-mm.
So, question, guys: would viewers sympathize more with Alex in 2025 in this era of mental health awareness, or would we just say this is crazy?
I mean, I sympathize with her then. That does not make your actions okay. You can't just feel that way and then do the things that she did. Like, that's never going to be acceptable. You gotta, get the help, go through the stages and stuff. But I get how she was feeling, and the man and the feelings and the emotions and everything.
Because she went over the top, overboard with her, I guess, her getting back at Dan. I mean, the thing is, her getting back at Dan, she should have kept it just on that, but it spiraled to going after the wife and traumatizing the child.
Yes.
So that's where it spiraled. It spiraled out of control. If she was only going to go after him, it should have been solely him. But she didn't do that. Like her mental state went out of control, and it went and it spread to other people that had nothing to do with whatever you and Dan had going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true indeed.
She escalated every time, and it's like, if you really wanted this man, you might get one crazy action. You not like, at what point did you think you were still gonna get this man back after these 27 crazy things you did, ma'am? Like, even if he was to leave his wife, he's not gonna be with you. Like,
not at all.
You get one crazy time, okay? You get one.
It couldn't have been her crazy. Her first it wasn't her first outbreak over a man, because I think when Dan broke into her apartment, he ended up reading some articles or something I don't know if she took out somebody. Was it a husband? It was some guy that she.
It was the same last name that she had, so I couldn't remember if that was actually her dad or her ex or husband, or I don't know who it was, because it was the same last name that she was going by.
So in 2025, does a woman like Alex seek help, or would she just go viral on the TikTok? Will we recognize her trauma or just label her as cool with you?
Oh, she definitely going on TikTok.
And we definitely gonna call her crazy.
Videos.
Still.
Make 52 videos.
In this day and age, and we definitely still gonna call her crazy.
Call
okay,
her crazy.
We've come far, but not far enough. Okay,
things. It's gonna be all the things. Okay. Would Dan have ever been able to hide an affair in all of his foolishness with today's technology? Text, AirTag, shared location.
Yes.
The ring.
I think he would have been able to.
They're still doing it now. Okay. Somebody's laid up in somebody's bed. They ain't supposed to be right now. Sir, go home. Go home.
Yeah, if he had never paid her any attention, I agree with you, Pete Bronson. If he had never paid her any attention in the beginning, I think we wouldn't even be here, because he gave her a little bit too much and she just went with it. How different would Beth be in 2025? More empowered, and would she leave? Thoughts?
She's probably going to get a revenge in some sort of way. Probably some kind of financial incentive.
Okay.
I mean, it totally depends. You know, some people stay, and I think she's always late said, you know, like, oh, same thing Torian's saying, a couple shopping trips before I'm going to forgive you. Some people are going to leave. I don't. You can never tell. Even in this day and age, it just depends on the person. And Beth was given very, very cutesy, very demure. Okay, she wasn't given.
But she ain't mind picking up that blicky though. And
life or death. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And the last question: would the boiling bunny in a pot,
bunny boiling,
still hit, or would it come across as doing too much in 2025?
Both.
I was curious. It was doing too much then.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Can you imagine what audiences saw, like how they reacted when they saw that in that movie, when they watched it for the first time? I mean, imagine this is 1987 and you seeing this movie for the first time. How would you react seeing something like that, especially if you've never seen it before? And like I said, I've seen a lot of movies before Fatal Attraction. I've never seen a movie where they put a bunny in a pot and boiled it. Never.
Yes.
It depends on what part of the country you in, because somebody just might make a stew out of it. Just saying.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I'll be like, you know, the movie where the woman put the rabbit in the pot. If I don't remember, because that's what stands out to me in this movie. Like, she put a rabbit in the pot and boiled it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know,
indeed.
Like, how long did you like break the rabbit neck first, or did you put it in the pot and close the lid and sat there and hold it? Because that rabbit was hopping. Okay, it was.
Candy.
So I'm trying to figure out, did she kill the rabbit first?
My bad. She said she got skin it first.
Put him in the pot? Or did she just let him feel all the fire? Look at Tori saying,
I don't know. All I know is when that top got lifted, Peter Rabbit was expired. So
I think when they redid it for the Paramount Plus series, the daughter, if I remember correctly, was more on the side of the jump off, like understanding her perspective. I'm trying to like remember exactly. They did try to give it that spin and try to get you to understand that, you know, he was in the wrong. Now, like I said, you can have those feelings. That does not make you entitled to take those actions. But yeah, they tried to, you know,
I'm gonna
give it a little spin.
So I never did watch the series, the show, the television show.
What happened to your rant? Never mind. Peter. You got to watch it in your spare time, Candy. Listen, don't yell at me. It ain't going to hit the same way this movie hits. It ain't that good, but it's interesting enough. I think it's like 8 episodes to, you know, just check out in your leisure, you know.
My sister is bananas. Okay, yeah. So,
I know.
yeah.
I was about to indulge. I said,
That's
pull
that
it
Gemini.
back.
That's the Gemini cutting up over there. Okay, it's the Gemini.
Hey.
The Gemini over there showing her ass. So, yeah. So about my rabbit, guys. So I'm born in the month of April, which is Easter. To my Ask Akira. And I like pets as a kid. Like Emma, I like pets. I caught a pigeon one time. I caught a lizard. I had a dog. We had a mule. So we had a lot of things growing up. I lived in the country, okay? I wanted a rabbit. So my daddy went and bought me a white rabbit for my birthday. And we went to the beach maybe like the next month or two. And my daddy had this orange SS Chevy in the backyard. That was his race car when he was, he did the quarter mile back in the day. And my rabbit was sitting on the back of the car for whatever reason. And we went to the beach for a couple of days. When I came back, the rabbit was gone. It was like his eyes was open. He was.
What?
Rabbits don't make it, huh? My brother had a rabbit too. I think something happened to his rabbit. I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, so my rabbit had passed away while I was.
I think his rabbit had became a stew, but These rabbits
telling all my business. The girl, go somewhere. Get out the chat. You got to block your family. I'm gonna block her for 25 minutes. But that was the quick rundown of Fatal Attraction. I didn't want to run too long. But yeah, so we discussed the movie from beginning to end. We flipped it and reversed it and everything. Did all the things. So Torian, tell the people what you got going on your channel, brother man.
All right, well, I'm still conducting these Black Music Month polls because on Saturday we will be doing the Black Music Month jam session on Rumble because YouTube is strict with that copyright. So I can't wait to do that, but also got a couple videos coming tomorrow. One of them is involving, as I like to call them, the South of the Bordarian. They getting beside themselves, and we got to do some straightening. Also got a video coming out about this Black woman. She was adopted by a white family, and she made a video going viral basically talking about her experience. And when she told her experience, the Fragilites lost their minds because they got that superior savior complex. So when she said what she said, they was like, oh, how dare you, they couldn't have been worse than your biological family. I mean, they were saying all kinds of comments. So yeah, those are the two videos I got coming tomorrow.
Oh, they was looking for a Randall This Is Us type of experience. Okay, that's what they was.
Yeah, no. And Kira, darling, are you still outside?
No, I'm inside.
Oh, okay, you back in the house?
Right.
Okay.
I'm inside. Life is life, and though. So I'm gonna get back to something. But check out Never Ever Met's. We talked about the lackluster finale. Join us tomorrow. We're gonna talk about Roja before we get to the season finale of that. And at some point I'll be back. At the very least, maybe I'll give y'all a weekly huddle and just check in, and we can chit and chat about how life is lifing. All
right. So yeah, for me, Monday we did the Never Ever Met lackluster season finale, as Miss Kira said. Tomorrow we're doing Roja, which is Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thursday I'm doing Divorce Sisters with EJ and the gang, and the cycle continues. I don't know what I'm doing on Monday next week, but I might find something to do. I don't know. I'm not sure. But next Tuesday we have Single White Female, same time, same place. And then, which is July the 1st, and then July the 8th, we'll be doing An Eye for an Eye and Torian.
Oh, you finally watched it?
I watched it the next day after we talked about it the first time.
Okay, I told you about them first 10 minutes. It's a reason why, if I ever watch that movie again, I bypassed the first 10 minutes of that movie. Now you see why I said that.
Yeah. I said, oh.
That scene is very, very, very hard to watch. It is very hard to watch.
Yes. As a mother, yes, that was terrible. Okay, that movie make you want to do some things to some people. It make you act like Alex. It make you
okay,
but justifiably,
right?
Though.
Yes, it made me want to act like Alex towards the person that did it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just go crazy on them. So yeah, we're gonna do Eye for an Eye. So if you have not watched Eye for an Eye, search it, Google it. If you need a link,
You said on what day you said that was on?
July the 8th.
Oh, I'm probably gonna end up missing that one because on July the 8th, well, let me put it this way. I got a lot of TV shows and reviews that I actually have coming up because after I get off of here with y'all, I'm gonna be going to watch the first 3 episodes of Ironheart because that came on tonight.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm gonna go watch that because I plan on doing a review, but I'm gonna wait until it's over because they're doing 3 episodes today and then the last 3 episodes next week, and then I'll do a review and probably put it up on like that Friday. But yesterday I saw F1. Let me tell y'all something. F1 was so good. That's probably one of the best racing movies I've seen ever. Like it was really, really good. Also, on Thursday, I will be seeing and then reviewing Megan 2.0. So I will be watching.
Oh, that's a little doll baby girl, right?
Yes.
The AI doll. Yeah, I'm gonna go because I saw the first. I like the first one, so I'm gonna go and see. I'm gonna see this one. But the reason why I was asking because I won't be here when y'all do Eye for an Eye because on Tuesday I'm actually seeing an early screening of Superman.
Oh,
well, so what about the first?
The first. That's
next Tuesday.
Oh, you know what? I'll be good. You know, I should be going the next Tuesday.
Okay, I'll switch Eye for an Eye to next Tuesday then.
Okay.
Because you put that out there and we got to watch.
Yeah. Eye for an Eye. Yeah.
He said we can skip single white female, but you gonna talk about
Eye for an Eye.
Yeah, because you want to put me onto that, and I'm gonna need you to talk about it because that movie is.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but I remember bits and pieces of it. Like
I rewatch everything.
I'm sure. Listen, Kiefer Sutherland probably had so many women terrified of him after that movie came out.
I'm sure, especially with that ugly ass haircut he had. I was scared of him too.
And what's so crazy? You want to know what's so crazy? Guess what other movie he did the same exact year that movie came out? A Time to Kill.
Oh, I love that movie.
And
it was awful, but
you remember what type of character he played in that movie. And then I don't know which movie came out first, but then you do back-to-back movies where both characters you played were one was racist and one was another. He was a rapist. Yes,
another ist.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So yeah, yes, she's always late. Please go find Eye for an Eye. You have the link that you can watch it.
Yeah, I've been trying to rewatch everything right before so it'll be fresh because the memory, like I've seen all this stuff before, but the memory be like, wait, what happened here? So I just been rewatching.
I got another movie that you can add in, like maybe for a later, like a later watch. You ever seen this movie called The Crush?
I don't think I saw that. Eye for an Eye, I did see. I don't think.
Yeah, watch The Crush. That movie came out in the early 90s.
Is that Alicia Silverstone?
Yeah, Silverstone. Yeah.
Oh, I did see that.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a teenage girl who was obsessed with that older guy. Another one of those obsession type of movies, but this time it's dealing with a girl who's a minor who's obsessed with an adult man. Like, that's a wild movie right there.
Okay. So I have to update my thing. I'll update it and then I'll send you the link for everything. But yeah, I'm gonna add. What is it? The Crush.
Oh, The Crush.
I only have 2 left. I got Eye for an Eye and Single White Female. And we'll do that on July the 8th. And then after that, I don't have anything
Bronson
else.
said Basic Instinct.
Oh, I've never watched Basic Instinct.
I haven't seen Basic Instinct either.
I've never watched it. That's one that she's smoking that cigarette with the white on.
With the white dress on. Yep.
I've seen pictures and memes and stuff, but I have no idea what the movie is about. But yeah. Okay. You can add that too.
I told you, A Perfect Murder. Also. And The Crush.
Yeah.
We could just go.
The one where the man thought his wife, she thought her husband was dead, but he wasn't. He was in Louisiana. And what's the man name? He was her out in the outhouse, hen house, outhouse, dog house. He talked real country. Every time he said the same thing, he did Passenger 57. He did Uh,
What?
What's his name, y'all? Oh gosh, what's the name of this movie?
Come on, Tori, and help her, because now I'm looking. Passenger
Ashley
57.
Judd plays in it. Ashley Judd plays in it, but the man
Wesley
that
Snipes?
no, not Passenger 57.
You said
Double Jeopardy. Yes, Double Jeopardy.
Double Jeopardy.
Yes.
Double
Oh, with
Jeopardy.
Tommy
Okay,
Lee,
thank
Tommy
you.
Lee
'Cause I'm
Jones.
like, who?
Oh,
Not Tommy Lee. What's the man name? But in Passenger 57 and in the man is another movie. He always says the same thing. Like, I need y'all to check every outhouse, hen house, dog house. We need to find them. Yes, I love what he says.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Double
Oh,
Jeopardy.
yeah.
I got to
I
add it.
don't know who else is in there.
What's the man name?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, that's his name.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones. I knew he had to be.
So
I knew he
in
was
the
in Double
movie-
Jeopardy.
In 2 movies, he says the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Passenger
That's his
57
signature.
And the one where Harrison Ford is supposed to have unalived his wife, but he didn't. And because he is, Passenger 57 in the other movie, he says the same thing when he's searching for these people. But anyway, we're out of here, guys. We're going to talk to y'all later. We'll see y'all next
Peace.
Tuesday at 8:30. Peace out.
Peace.